What's going on, guys? Today we will be walking a house one of our investors bought for $15,000. We just completed the remodel. It took us about 4 weeks. The investor had some messy issues with the title that contributed to how he got it for so cheap. So in today's video, you guys will see the before, during, and after of this property, as well as learn about how this investor was able to get it for $15,000 from us. Let's get to it. So if you are new here, this is the fentanyl house that I did a video about. How much did you pay for this place?
$15,000. I went through probate, adverse possession.
I want to walk through this.
People look at 2 kids here, 2 kids. Crazy, right?
This isn't a bad. I mean, this is not as bad. What's this on? Couple weeks back, and in that video I talked about how we got this property so cheap. It actually took us over a year to actually close on it. This is the fentanyl house 4 weeks later after our crew got in here. I think the demo took like about yeah, I remember we walked here the first time and the cabinets are all new, couldn't salvage them, they were really rough.
The smell is gone because kills paint and primer and flooring is done.
I like this. This was the fentanyl room. Crackheads like to destroy doors. You look around, looks pretty nice. Last time we were here, they're in the middle of the remodel, and then before that was the first time we actually got inside of it since the eviction. We did kills, paint, and primer, which trapped all the nasty crackhead smells that you get in these houses. And oh my goodness, look at this kitchen. I cannot believe how nice this kitchen is actually. This is one of the nicest kitchens we've done. When the investor purchased this and he walked it for the first time, this kitchen was a biohazard. It was unsafe to be in, and now this is one of my favorite kitchens we have done this year. We have granite countertops, tile backsplash. We got these big luxurious tiles that are also the same tiles we use in the bathroom. You would think tiles like that would be more expensive, but actually if you go to regional supply houses and shop, you can get tile like this for the same price as the real cheap tile. Backsplash looks amazing. I absolutely love it. These granite countertops are durable. A lot of people give me crap for putting in granite countertops for our rentals because they're saying, well, tenants are just gonna abuse it. It's a waste of money. Well, granite's really durable and it helps us a ton on the appraisal side, and it helps us rent places faster because in our market, a kitchen like this is gonna fly off the shelf. This looks amazing. And then again, for the interior, we just did kills, paint, and primer, which handled all the nasty smell you get in a lot of these crack houses. And same thing with the ceiling. We kept the popcorn ceiling, but we did the paint sprayer of kills, paint, and primer, so it's good. Brand new cabinets, nice clean finish, nothing fancy. Amazon lights, and for a rental, this is as nice as you need to go. I had someone the other day asking me about what's the difference between, like, how do I know what I need to do in a remodel for one of my rentals? Everything you can see and touch, and essential systems. You're not redoing floor plans. You're not sourcing exotic materials to really make the place exaggerated. You're buying places that are unlivable and disgusting. All the remodel has to be is to take it from that to a place that you would live in comfortably. Maybe not where you'd live in now if you're living in a nicer home, but somewhere you'd live, like if you were in college, you'd be like, heck yeah, that'd be a nice place to live. That is your mentality of the remodels. So this is nicer than the kitchens I had in college. The value add is so simple and so clear because before it was literally a drug house. The investor bought for $15,000. I wouldn't let anybody live in there, and legally you couldn't. It was disgusting, unlivable, and now it's nice. A lot of families would be pumped for this kitchen. One thing, we did not put in central heat and air. The investor would definitely be securing a better appraisal if he went and installed central heat and air. But because of the price he bought it in and us being unsure about the area, as in us being worried about the HVAC getting stolen, we decided not to go with HVAC. Saved him about $8,000. But the good news is he bought it so cheap that he had room to cut that corner. And what we did instead, it's got real powerful window units in every room. And then we have these gas space heaters. My year as a property manager, we owned these duplexes that had no central heat and air. They also, only a few of them had gas. I thought, no big deal. I'm gonna go buy electric space heaters and I'll keep them warm. Those electric space heaters, when it starts to get below 30, suck. They do not keep places warm. I had tenants complaining and even threatening to get housing authorities involved because their units were not staying warm with those electric space heaters. However, these gas heaters, they're like 10,000, 12,000 BTU, and one heater like this can heat the entire space phenomenally. Growing up for a period of time, my mom, we lived in a old 120-year-old farmhouse with zero insulation, zero central heat and air, and these little space heaters, I remember waking up every morning and it was like, you'd go sprint and you'd go stand in front of the space heater and make you so warm. So these are fantastic and they work great for you if you ever have an older rental or rental you don't want to put in money. Make sure it has gas and put in these space heaters. They work phenomenally. And if you are buying a property with no central heat and air without gas and you're thinking you're going to run electric space heaters, don't do it. They also trip your breaker all the time. Not that expensive either. A few $100 at Home Depot. You really just got to pay for labor to install. This was the fentanyl room. This was the room that literally had, apparently from the sheriff, fentanyl residue. Now, nothing fancy, definitely not sexy, but safe, clean, and reliable. These we've been getting for about $1 a square foot, so flooring's been really cheap for us, and these look good. They feel better than regular LVP, so we tend to cut above the noise of all the other landlords in our market using the generic, really ugly gray LVP. So it helps our places get rented faster. Bathroom, now this is something we're proud of. Our lender really told us that appraisers give you points for glass shower doors. So what did we do here? Glass shower doors. And we did these big, beautiful, luxurious tiles with a new shower kit that when the appraiser sees this, we're gonna get all the points for a brand new remodel. And also tile, we got really nice tile. We got really nice tile for the kitchen and the bathroom. Just a nice little extra. This vanity was from Amazon. Same thing with the mirror and lights, again from Amazon. Everything is new to the touch and the appraiser's gonna love it, and I believe the tenants will love it as well. We deconverted this garage. Last time we were here, this was an extra living room area. That's ripping up the flooring. So these crackheads took the water heater. Now it's a converted garage. Why would we convert the garage and remove square footage? See, last time we were here, this was all a nasty living room area, but now it's a garage. Why would we intentionally remove square footage? Well, in our market, we have a military base here, and we have found that tenants prefer to have a garage over extra square footage, especially if it is just a living room. Now, if this was a full bedroom with a bathroom, that would be more valuable than having a garage. However, it was just a living room, basically, an extra big living room. In our market, there's bad weather, and people on the military base, a lot of them have their nice cars. You know, they got their nice Challenger, Charger, whatever. And in our experience renting out properties in our market, people value having a safe place to cover their vehicle. And the same is true in a lot of markets, not just our market specifically. The only caveat is for Section 8, but with this, we would have to actually make it a full qualified bedroom. Little stuff like this, you only learn through experience. My baseline knowledge when I was our property manager was that more livable space equals rent for more. Not true. The garage adds 50 to 100 bucks a month in rent for us, and after a refinance, if you're only cash flowing 50 to 100 bucks a month, that is making the difference between whether or not you positively cash flow every month. All right, so how did we get this house for only $15,000? We send out about 5,000 to 10,000 letters every month to homeowners that potentially are distressed and motivated to sell. These include probate, tax delinquent, code violations, water shutoffs, high equity vacant, absentee owners, so on and so forth. This property, the letter made it to the heir of the owner who passed away. And the heir, she lived in another state and never came back and went through probate on this property. In that time, squatters moved into it and tried to claim ownership on this property by paying the taxes. Our letter made it to the heir, and the heir realized that they were the rightful owner of it. And basically, they were willing to sell it for extremely cheap because they didn't want to have to come back up here and deal with all the headaches of getting squatters out, and they could not afford to do a renovation to make it ready again. So they went under contract with us for $15,000, and we got them connected with the probate attorney and helped them go through probate so that they could actually sell it. Well, after they sold it, those squatters then came after us trying to say they had gained rightful ownership to the property because they had lived here for a certain amount of time. They almost had all the paperwork together and proof of them paying the taxes here long enough to win it. However, our attorney that was representing the buyer for this property was able to win the case, and the buyer secured ownership to this house about 2 months ago. And long story short, the seller inherited this property from the mother, lived in another state, did not want to deal with going through probate and evicting people and remodeling the property to get it ready, so they were willing to sell it for an extremely cheap price. After our investor closed on it, the squatters tried to claim ownership. They almost did because they were paying taxes on this property, but our buyer's attorney handled it and he cleaned the title and became the rightful owner. Then we remodeled and here we are now. 4 weeks later, this place is ready to get rented. So guys, if you're new here, Antonio and I, we started as wholesalers and then we became BRRRR investors. Over the last 3 years, we've done well over 340 wholesale transactions and we have purchased over 70 units. Now we buy units to grow our portfolio and we do deals like this where we wholesale the deal and do the remodel for the investor. If that'd be something you'd be interested in coming into our market, we find you the deal, we do the remodel, please click the link below. You get to work directly with me and our team, our title company, our lender, our remodel crew, and we find the deals. Deals like this. So if that'd be something you'd be interested in, please click the link below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe and tell me more about what you guys want to see. Houses like this are the key to the BRRRR method in 2026. When you buy properties this cheap, it doesn't matter what interest rates are, it doesn't matter what the market is doing, buyer's market, seller market, it doesn't matter if you buy properties at a cheap enough price and you can add value yourself through a remodel like this. It does not matter what the market is doing, and this is the way to do the BRRRR method in 2026. Anyways, guys, see you next time.